Mike Trout, one of the game's best players, battling injury, hurt in his first rehab game, and now the news is out. He has a torn meniscus, and he's done for the year. Bummer, guys, that one of the best players in baseball really over the last 4 or 5 years truly hasn't been able to stay healthy. And kind of you're wondering, is the greatness for Mike Trout, how much are we going to see moving forward? He finishes his season with 29 games played, 10 jacks, hit 220. But again, that big part is 29 games. Last year, 82. Year before, 119. And in 2021, only 36. It just kind of feels like it's an evolution of what's happening here. And you know what, Kevin? We got Kevin, Brad, and Zach.
Boom.
There
Back.
it is. We're back like we never left. How are we feeling, guys?
Horrible.
Yeah, got it.
Just
got it for Mike.
Disgusted. I mean, I for so long had the argument that I truly believed Mike Trout was going to go down as the greatest baseball player in history. Like that was what I thought was going to go down. And in every case, it seems like it could have if he stayed healthy. It's just gut-wrenching every single year because I don't care. Like, obviously, the Angels are in the AL. People want to see us as competitors, all that. When Mike Trout's playing baseball, the game of baseball is in a better spot. Like, He is just one of those faces of baseball that no matter what he's doing, it improves the game. So it's brutal every time you have to see him go through one of these.
Yeah, and unfortunately, too, I mean, we're not far removed from seeing it was Ohtani and Trout, the two of the best players in the world. And then you saw, we've talked about with Trout's injuries, the Angels just in general could never get back to the playoffs. We talked how much we wanted to see the best be in the playoffs. The Angels couldn't get back there. And now for Mike Trout, you're sitting there, he's 32 years old. Yeah, he can still go out and be a fantastic player, but now you just have to keep asking yourself, is the best years now unfortunately behind? And my biggest thing is I just want to see Mike Trout play, and he's loyal to the Angels, but him being the guy that you were saying we're going to set all these records just goes to show you, man, that how to stay healthy for such a long time is so damn hard. And he has been great already. His Hall of Fame career, it speaks for itself already, guys. I mean, looking at it right now as we speak on this, he's 22 home runs away from 400. He's going to clear that. You know, whatever it's going to be that happens. And you can sit here and look, was he the best player in baseball for that 10-year period from 2011 to 2020? Yes,
yeah,
he was. And so I'm just it makes you sick, right, Kev? It's a tough situation. And for baseball, they were looking for more and more names to, you know, be the faces of it. Mike now wanted to chill, though. He didn't want to be that face of it, but clearly he was must-see action for ball or for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and it's brutal. I mean, you always want to see the best go out there, the best play, and the best perform. And like, you know, Mike Trout has had plenty of electric moments over the course of his career, some against the Orioles, which we do not speak about. But to me, it's, you know, one of these guys that has all the talent in the world, but we see it in all of sports where you have to stay healthy. And, you know, we can pull plenty of examples from other baseball players, football players, basketball players. So, you know, hopefully he's able to come back and do his thing. But again, it's been the same story here for what seems like the last handful of years. And that's what's unfortunate in this situation.
So I real quick, I have a stat, and Talking Baseball, shout out to them, John Boy. Put this out. Between 2021 and 2024, Mike Trout has only played in 266 of 648 Angels games, an average of 66.5 games per season. In the games he's played, however, he has a .951 OPS with 76 home runs, which is a 46 home run per 162 game pace. It's never been the talent. It's never been a question of if he can still play baseball, if he can still dominate at his age. When Mike Trout's on the field, he is a top 3 player in baseball, no questions asked. What sucks is it's when can he be on the field? He's playing a third of the games over the past 3 years. It just sucks to watch because you want this guy to be out there. He's better for the game when he's playing. And it just sucks. Even at his age, he's going out there and just dominating. And
it really does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does. And for me, like I also think about it from an Angels perspective, from the organization perspective. You got to look at the contract that Mike Trout's under, and to your point, Zach, he's been playing a third of the games over the last 3 years. The Angels got Mike Trout through 2030, paying him $37 million a year. At what point do you start as a in the front office start to think about this as far as like longevity is concerned? And not to say that Mike Trout can't come back from this, but obviously there's a pattern here. And so is there some sort of action that the front office would take in such situations like this? Rip, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that there's two parts. One, Mike Trout has made it clear that he does appreciate being with one team. Like was frustrated when the team wasn't performing, but I think he's had the chance if they wanted to move on from him up to this point. I think if he said, hey, if you're going to go in a different direction, I want to know Ohtani's gone. But for this year, he said, hey, no, I want to be here. I want to continue to build through this. And I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
But if you're the Angels now moving forward, Mike Trout still can help and be one of the top players in the game when healthy. The problem is, when is he going to be healthy? That's the question that you have to talk about now on a consistent basis. But if the Angels don't have a plan for their rebuild, or they're trying to figure out where they are, because they feel like they're in limbo. They really do. I mean, there's no sugarcoating that. Do you have that discussion with a team that's trying to win right now of saying, Mike, we know you love the Angels. We know you love being here. And if you want to be here, they'll let him stay there. They love Mike. But if not, and there's a door that can open and another team has a window, would they be willing to take on those last few years of the contract? Because right now to 2030, that's 6 more years. That's saying Trout's going to play until he's 38, 39.
39, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
That's $37 million a year for the next 4 or 5 or 6 years.
And I bet Mike wants to try to play as long as he can, but at the same time, he might reach a point and say, hey, my body just can't do it anymore.
Right.
And if that's the case, then, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if we're going to see Mike Trout play until he's 38, 39, especially when you're seeing now with talking about your knees, how explosive and dynamic of a player he is. Mm-hmm. Clearly, the style of play in his body it started to just wear down. And that's the part I hate. I hate seeing greatness be taken with injuries, but also just being realistic now. That's just what we're doing.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Zach.
I did just want to kind of point out one. If he's going to go to another team, I feel like we all know what team it is. It just feels destined that he's going to be a Philadelphia Philly eventually. It just feels destiny at this point. But I did want to put out there, Mike Trout has made a statement on Twitter. So wanted to share that. Mike Trout said, since my initial surgery on May 3rd to repair my meniscus, my rehabilitation proved longer and more difficult than anticipated. After months of hard work, I was devastated yesterday when the MRI showed a tear in my meniscus that will require surgery again, ending my hopes of returning this season. Playing and competing is a huge part of my life. This is equally as heartbreaking and frustrating for me as it is for you, the fans. I understand that I may have disappointed many, but believe me, I will do everything I can to come back even stronger. I will continue to help my team and teammates from the dugout as we press forward into the second half of the season. Thank you for the support, Mike Trout. Guys, that broke my heart.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I hate. He's a great dude.
Yep.
He's so respected. He's so damn good when he plays. And I think that's just, and you can see it even in the words. And I know it's probably, it's a nice scripted, you have the PR, but just reading it, you can feel and understand what the game means to him, and that he can't go out and play to that caliber hurts. But hey, I have no doubt in my mind that Mike Trout's going to bust his ass. He's doing everything he possibly can. And I think people need to understand that. He is going to do everything he possibly can to get back to playing. Now it's going to be figuring out, though, if you're the Angels and you're Trout, what's that look like moving forward?